Discord, Aria Blaze, A True Love by Swedish Diablo. 5 years after that, Aria Blaze and her friends were defeated by the human version of Sunset Shimmer and other her friends in human world. The others decided to stay there, since they lost their powers, and Aria didn't want to stay anymore, since she lost all her powers, and she didn't feel any more home there anymore. And once she found out the portal to Equestria was still open at any time, she one night snuck through the portal and ended up in Equestria. Even this time, she ended up in Twilight Sparkle's castle. But it was still middle of the night, and Twilight and Spike didn't hear that the portal was active. She managed to sneak out of the castle and somewhere in Ponyville. The next day, she woke up in the park and was so hungry, and she had no bets, so she couldn't even buy any food or anything, until she saw Discord. She only heard stories about Discord when she's still about 1,000 years ago. She heard that Discord has been reformed, so she maybe thought that she could ask him for help for if he could bring some food or something else for her. But the first time she thought that it was perhaps not a good idea, since Discord used to be the former Chaos Lord of Chaos. But since he's a friend to every pony in town, at least she wanted to ask him about it. But when she was about to ask, he was gone. She was so hungry, so she walked through town, and then she walked past by Sugar Cube Corner and seeing Pinkie Pie baking inside, and she could not resist this looking at the tasty cakes, cupcakes, cookies inside. She could barely not even stand to see all the sweets that she could eat. She was about to leave when Pinkie Pie saw her, and she literally dragged her inside and asked, "Are you hungry?" Yeah, said Aria. "But I have no money." "Don't worry. Here, take this." And suddenly, Pinkie put her at the table and gave her a lot of cakes, cookies, anything she could eat. "But I can't pay for it. Don't worry, I can pay for it." And Pinkie just started begging more and more, and Aria could not even believe that Pinkie, of all the ponies, suddenly gave her all that she could eat. And while she was eating, she saw Discord outside, talking to Fluttershy and Twilight. While she saw Discord, she felt a little bit unusually different inside. She felt a bit warmer, and then Pinkie Pie showed up, and she asked her, "How long has Discord been here?" "A few years." "Is he really reformed?" "Yeah, he is," said Pinkie. And Aria was not didn't know exactly what to say, except, "Is it really true that he is dating Fluttershy?" And Pinkie just looked at Aria and said, with a big smile, No. They're just friends. Discord, he isn't dating anyone. Which I know." "Wait, aren't you interested in Discord?" said Pinkie and leaning forward. And Aria couldn't say anything at all. She couldn't even consider it as in love, in particular Discord, because she had never been in love in any pony or any other creatures else. And what could Aria do except blushing? You are in love with Discord! And Aria couldn't say any word at all. She, instead of saying anything, she's trying to talk. Instead of talking, she started to eat, so she couldn't even bring any word, so Pinkie could ask any questions. After she has been eating so much, she actually left the sugar corner and ran away. At the same time, Discord actually saw Aria running away. And all he did was actually raising an eyebrow and continue to talk to Fluttershy and Twilight for a while. A few hours later, just outside the town, Aria was sitting on a tree, and suddenly, "So you're actually back, Aria?" And Aria didn't know exactly where the voice came from. So she looked up, and right above her, on a big branch, Discord was sitting on the branch. But he didn't look at her. He was actually just looking right forward. "Discord, what are you doing here?" "I saw you at the town, but then I recognized you as Aria the Siren. So you're actually back. But where are your friends?" "They're back in the other world." "So you decided to come back for trying to take over again?" "No, I can't. We don't have this pendants anymore, not the ability to use it." And Discord looked at her and saw it was true. "So, what brings you back here then? New home? Perhaps any plans to take over you some other way? Or planning to use me or something?" But Aria was quiet. She didn't either said any word to Discord. In fact, Aria was so blushing so much she couldn't even speak at any word to Discord. But then, Discord appeared in front of her. "Ah! Discord, don't scare me like that." "I'm sorry, students," said Discord. "I'm just worried and curious why you even came back here, and why you just not left town or get anywhere else." "Wait, is this a time when you and I used to spend so much time together and you kinda miss me again or something?" And Aria didn't know except she just nodded. "Ah, I see. And when you saw me with Fluttershy and Twilight, you thought I dated some of them. But I think Pinkie Pie told you I'm not dating anybody, right?" And she just nodded again. "What? Did the cat get your tongue again?" No. "So where is it wrong with you then? Why is it so quiet? You usually talk so much when you were with 1,000 years ago," said Twilight. Discord. I love you, Discord." And Discord, first he looked very surprised, and his eyes was big open, and he just stood there with open mouth and didn't say any word to her. He actually stood there like a statue for nearly felt like hours, but in fact it was just only like 2 minutes before he said, "Are you telling me the truth now, Aria?" She just nodded. And before Discord could even say anything, she ran away. She even tried to fly, but Discord snapped his fingers and teleported right beside her. "Don't try to run away. You know I can find you anywhere in Equestria." And are you really in love with me, Aria? After all this long time? And she stopped and looked at him with tear-filled eyes. Yes, Discord, it is true, okay? I love you. I have been loving you for 1,000 years. I never told you this, because I thought you would even just laugh at me. I thought you would treat me like any other ponies do treated, like, but as a joke. I understand if you don't like me the same way back, okay? But in fact, Discord had actually had feelings for Aria many years. But over recent time, he had almost forgot about them. Until he saw her, his passion for her feelings was like it lighted once again. In fact, Aria, I would never do that. For you see, for the past 1,000 years, I have had these strong feelings for you, and for most time, I tried to convince myself it was just a fling or a phase I went through. I never experienced true love, and since 1,000 years ago, I didn't experience true friendship. But now I have so many great, good friends. I want to experience love as well. But I understand if you don't even want to be with me, even I would treat you not the same, or any other opponent would even treat you as well anymore. I mean, if they ever find out who you were, they will probably treat you like they treated me 1,000 years ago. But believe me, if you had a chance to change your heart, to be good, to help others, then they would actually help you to be their friend and not hate you. And especially Twilight, she experienced you with her person when the other world. And Aria understood that. Alright, I'll give it a try, said Aria. And Aria and Discord spent at least several hours talking about what has happened over the past 1,000 years. And she was serious about trying to get friendly. So when they went back to Ponyville, she actually went up to meeting Twilight in the castle. When Discord told her about who Aria Blaze actually was. Twilight was just stood there and staring at Aria, and even Spike couldn't even believe that Aria had returned into Equestria. At first, none of them would even believe it at any word that Aria even said to her. Aria said, I understand if you don't even want to believe me, but Discord has given him a chance to try to reform. So I'm asking you for your help too, please. Spike said, Twilight, I can't even believe if you even trust her after what she did in the other world. I know, Spike, but we had to give her a chance, since I am the princess of friendship after all. Alright, said Twilight, I will give you a chance, but if you show any signs of evil act, you are being banished to the moon or even a Taurus by Luna or Celestia. I have to warn you about that, said Twilight. And old Aria said, Alright. She was actually scared, but she was actually willing to try to make it work. And so for the next past several weeks that passed, Aria actually tried to improve her friendship with some of the others. But since then, she actually made friends with Fluttershy and Rarity. It took a little bit longer time before Applejack and Rainbow Dash and Twilight even accept her as a friend. But during this time, Aria and Discord had been dating. At first they kept it a secret. They mostly spent time in his dimension, which she asked about. But since they went to friends about their relationship, they all were surprised. But Fluttershy was just happy for Discord that he had found his special soul pony. And even Discord is happy that some of his friends was accepting it. At first, Fluttershy was the only pony accepting him. Then, Fluttershy and Rarity. Then, Twilight, and last, the rest of them. And when Discord and Aria have been together for about almost 4 years, they have still been trying to reform her. Even she tried to act some of her old self, but she had made many great improvements over the last 4 years. And since then, many other ponies in town have actually became her friend. And she actually started to be a great teacher in acting. In fact, she discovered that she was very good in acting. So she started a small group of acting school for teenagers and children. And that was actually quite great success. And even Discord was so impressed that Aria had finally found her true calling and also had made so many great friends over the past 4 years. Even Discord himself was at first doubtful that even she could even consider to even be reformed. But since he was not willing to give up so soon on her, and he's willing to sacrifice so much for her to make as a great friend, and it actually worked. And all the efforts he did paid off. And after they had been together for another 2 years, he actually planned to propose to Aria. He actually had taken her to a small place outside town, which they often sat and watched the stars together. He actually showed her a ring, and she didn't need any moment to think for an answer, and all she said was yes. When they told their friends about this news, it was a shock, and at first they still believed that she hasn't made any improvement to be considered to even marry Discord. But they saw her that she was actually serious about it. And after 4 months of planning for the wedding in Canterlot, it was actually helping. Discord and Aria Blaze was getting married, and Spike became the best man and Twilight as Aria's bridesmaid. Even afterwards, they actually went to Las Pegasus to celebrate their honeymoon for the next 3 weeks, which they both really much enjoy. And barely 4 years later, Discord and Aria found out that they were going to be parents, and especially to twin sons. And when the twin sons was born, they were half pony and half draconicus. Even had their inherited father's powers. But just when the twins were about 5 years, Aria became pregnant a second time, and this time she had a daughter, which she also became half a draconicus and half pony. But this time, she was a little bit harder to control her powers. But lucky for her, her father and her brothers trained her. And that's how Discord, Aria Blaze, found a true love and got a family. The end.